Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video of our HomeLab series. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at Kali Purple, which is the defense version of Kali Linux. But today's goal is we're going to be setting up a honeypot. A honeypot is a fake machine that's used to bait hackers. And the purpose of a honeypot is to view what tactics hackers use to get into live systems. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So what we're doing is we're setting up a honeypot called Cowrie. But first I want to briefly take a look at Kali Purple with you guys. Now Kali Purple is the defensive version of Kali Linux. And one thing that you'll notice is a lot of the tools that we use on Kali Linux, we are seeing here on Kali Purple. For example, we're going to see Nmap. Another big one that we're going to see is Wireshark. I do want to try and dive into some of those tools that we're only going to see here on Kali Purple. But just to make a clear distinction of things, whenever we're doing something red team related, we'll go to Kali Linux, and whenever we're doing something blue team related, we'll go ahead and switch here to Kali Purple. So the target for today is going to be our Linux server. And when we do an Nmap scan just to see what's open, we see nothing out of the ordinary. We see our SSH, our HTTPS, and we see our Peppermint IT ticketing system. So first, let's go ahead and change that default SSH port. And on screen, we have the location of the configuration file that we need to make some edits to. Now there's a lot of stuff that we can do here, but we want to go ahead and just change our default SSH port. So we're going to change our default port to 55222. And when we do another Nmap scan, we see that our SSH port isn't there anymore. Of course, sometimes it will pick up on something interesting like our Peppermint IT ticketing system, but initially it only scans those first 1000 ports. So this is the documentation we have right here for Cowrie. And when I was doing some testing just to make sure everything would run properly for the video, I kept coming across different errors. A lot of the ones that I came across was I wasn't having the dependencies of the dependencies that we need to install Cowrie. I didn't know if it was just me or if you guys will have those same problems, so I plugged all this into ChatGPT and then it spat out a Python script, and what that script is going to do is it's going to take care of those problems that I had and also do a complete install of Cowrie using the documentation that we found on the official documentation website. So go ahead and get that code from the GitHub. I'll go ahead and leave the link down below. And what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're just going to copy that code into our terminal. So in our Linux server, go ahead and do a git clone command followed by the link to the code. Next, we're going to go ahead and cd into Cowrie installer. And when we do ls, we see the .py file right there. Next, we'll run chmod to go ahead and make this an executable. And finally, we'll do sudo python 3 and we'll run the code. Now that we have Cowrie installed, let's go ahead and sudo su into our user Cowrie. Then we're going to cd into the Cowrie folder as seen on screen. Then let's go ahead and start Cowrie, and then we're going to go ahead and check the status as well to make sure everything's running fine. And when we do an Nmap scan, we notice port 2222. That's the port that Cowrie is running on right now. So let's go ahead and SSH into our honeypot as root. Now that we're in, let's go ahead and double check to make sure that we're root, and we are. So let's go ahead and just throw out a few random commands, and we're just doing this to generate some log traffic. That way I can show you how the logs are going to look. So back on our Linux machine, let's go ahead and sudo su into root. Next, we're going to go ahead and cd into the directory where those logs are located. And when we cat cowrie.log, we notice a whole bunch of traffic. And when we scroll down to the bottom, that's where we see all the commands that we input. We see who am I, we see the ping, the ls, so we see everything that our hacker is doing. Okay, congratulations guys, you just learned how to set up your first honeypot. Go ahead and start playing around with it, generate some log traffic. Like always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you on the next one.